get ready to enter the vortex. Starring Vandita.
Hi, come on in. Hey, Sammy. Hello, cameraman. Lock the door and turn off the lights over there. Well, later. You can do that later. Today we're going to see a new part of the house, my office. Cool office, huh? Don't get this down in the valley. Okay, today...
Rolling.
Hi, welcome to today's show. We're going to talk about laminating. And I bought my favorite laminator at my favorite, what do you call those stores? Lots of crap and huge quantities type of store.
It's Price Costco or
You can't
Price Club,
mention the name and recommend it.
Oh.
It's okay. It's
I'm definitely
included.
not recommending it.
I'm a regular, so you'll see me there all the time. But
I hear Chelsea Clinton shops there.
And you know something? I ran into my tennis instructor there too the other day. It's like, well, a day without my tennis instructor is like a day without sunshine, I always say. Okay, anyway, back to the segment of the show. Or, no, the topic of the show. Okay, we're going to talk about laminating. I have my laminator machine. I also have some stuff I've pre-inserted into the lamination sheets. You can get all sizes. Basically, your staple size is going to be the 8.5 by 11, but there's also credit card sizes and there's also luggage tag sizes. I keep these because I laminate a lot, and you're probably like, well, what all can you laminate? Well, let's take a look, shall we? Okay, first of all, I'm going to be traveling rather soon, hopefully, internationally. And when you do that, you like to have copies of all your major documents, and preferably waterproof, like in case you go snorkeling, scuba diving, you're skiing down the Alps and whatever, and your passport gets stolen. Oh my God. Okay, well, I kept a copy, or I made a copy of my passport photo. I know you're not supposed to make color copies of these documents, but whatever. It's for me. And so I carefully insert that. Also, my driver's license. Okay, you're not supposed to make a copy of this either, but too bad. And my birth certificate, which is a little typo thing from the old country, so I don't even know if it's real or not. But anyway, that's the only thing I have. Also in color. Now, I don't have a color copier. Actually, I do have a little bit of a color copier at home, but I usually go to like the copy store I always go to. Also, my favorite copy store.
Is that like Copy Cops or King
Copy store. Okay.
Hey, you can't blatantly steal stuff like that.
Sure you can. Okay, so you insert it like this, and they have these laminating like pouches, but you don't need those. But you can use it if you want to anyway, if you insist. Anyway, you just feed them on through. You kind of need to wait till this part gets done. Oh, wait, maybe I do need a pouch. Okay, well, I have some pre-pouched ones too. So let me just get those. They're right here, not to worry. Maybe it's a good time for you guys to take a little bathroom break. Grab a soda, paper, pencil, take notes, whatever you need to do. Okay. So, these are yonder pouches. What they do is like, since I laminate so much, my laminator's getting a little temperamental. So, here we go. And then you just insert it into here. It also keeps the documents a little more stable, so that they don't like turn on each other. Sometimes they get angry and they turn on each other. Okay.
You're kind of jammed up in the back there. There's like thingies there. Is that okay? All right.
We're having some technical difficulties, but that's good. You'll see how to fix problems too. Anyway, these are a lot cheaper than when I bought them. But I'll tell you, it's worth its weight in gold. Okay, platinum. And I've also brought some examples of stuff I've already laminated so you can kind of get an idea of what you should and should not be laminating. So I got this from one of my little catalogs I get from one of my department stores. And it was really cute, so I cut it out. And I cut out all her little outfits too. So if you have like a little paper doll collection, you can like laminate it and it'll last, you know, for years for you and your daughter and your daughter's daughters. Or your sons, as the case may be. Okay. I thought this was a cute little logo. I laminated a little picture. Okay. What else have I laminated? My insurance company gives me a little paper card to carry with me. That's no good. So I copy it and I laminate it. So, voila. Laminated. And what I keep with me also is a little collection of paper cutters of all sorts and sizes, so that I can make nice, neat corners. So let me show you on this one. This is just laminating like, you know, up the wazoo. And there's just no, it's just really fun on a Friday night. Okay. So you just want to line it up, and they tell you to make, to leave like some space here. I usually don't. But anyway, you just trim.
How do you know if it's squared up? I mean, I want to know. Maybe one of your viewers has
Shush
the same
to the
question.
cameraman. Okay, well, it's squared up because you can see it and it's clear laminate, and so you can line up the first one.
And then the rest just are sort of automatic?
Yeah, or you can buy yourself a T-square from the art store or architectural store, whatever. I have a couple of T-squares too. I used to be really good in shop class and stuff, you know.
You sure you don't mean shopping class?
Shopping, it's all the same thing. Okay, voila, and this is easily carryable in a little pouch. If your pouch is too small, you can like even just split it in half. But it's so much easier than writing all the crap down, like your passport number, blah, blah, and is this really you? I mean, I have problems because, yes, I am a citizen, but people don't believe me. I don't know why. Okay, and you know something else? These are really sharp edges, and so they're good for attack weapons, too. Edge is sharp. Careful. I take a little scissor, and I just trim the edges. I kind of just round them so they're nice and smooth.
You don't have a special cutter that does that?
No, actually I don't. But what I do try to do is I make one set with all four corners so I can standardize the corners. Otherwise sometimes I get a little too scissor happy and I cut away most of the item I've used.
Where's your cool paper cutter that can make the serrated edges and the little tear off things?
I don't have, the scissors?
No, the good one that takes the rolling kind of thing to make the
It's
cuts.
over there, but I don't like that one as much.
I see.
Also,
it doesn't have
if
anything
you're...
to do with that cutting your
Shush.
finger incident off.
Also,
Okay.
if you happen to be in a snowbound environment, these are excellent ice scrapers. So, and especially with a business card, if you happen to laminate it, it just kind of goes like, scrapes the ice right off your car. Or if you happen to be unfortunate enough to have your car not in a garage. Okay. So we did that one.
Now, could I just use that at customs? Would they accept it like that?
No, it's not a legal tender document.
I see.
But it's just for protection. What if you're whitewater rafting and you needed your passport because you happened to go too far down the Rio
Hey,
Grande?
I've never been to Arkansas.
Ha ha!
Oh, sorry.
You're supposed to laugh at my jokes, not me at yours.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we've done that. And now let me show you some of the other fun stuff I like to laminate. I made a color copy of my social security card, also not allowed, and also the card you're not supposed to laminate it. But you know, I mean, whatever. It's my card. But
I've got an idea. Why don't we do the same thing with all the $20 bills in your wallet?
That's a different show that's organizing your purse. But look, okay, see, this is like my phone commands because I have so many different phone models, so I like to keep track, and this way I can call them and check my messages on all my different phone types and answering machine types. And also, if my purse does get stolen, I have a photocopy of everything I've done. or all my cards. Okay, whatever. So,
You
I
mean
c-
your diary? You didn't laminate your diary, did you?
no.
Okay.
So again, inserting it into the carrier. It's kind of like the host laminator. And you do need to feed it through. Make sure you have space behind your laminator to allow space for this thing to like kind of slide out. Because if you're going to be in a lamination frenzy, then you're going to kind of lose track of you know, where you're at. And you don't want stuff to fall behind your desk. That's really just not very clean. I have also a picture that I printed out on a color copier, but it's not on photo-ready paper. And so when you're taking a picture like this, it's nice to laminate it just for, you know, posterity. Posterity, for those of you who don't know, means for the future generations. Okay. Actually, and while we're waiting for some of the lamination to get done, I'm going to introduce a new segment today in the show called Word of the Day. Now, it's not really a word as in a real word. It's some words that I've actually made up, or that I've reallocated the definition to something more appropriate, perhaps, or more fun. Our first word is going to be from the country of Ebonia. Now, I'm not an Ebonian native. I do, however, speak some Ebonics. You may be familiar with that from the news a couple years ago. If you're not, just ask a friend or something, or send me an email and I'll explain it in more detail. But it's a creative reuse of a word we don't use enough. Okay. Our word of the day is hormonal. Now, you may think you already know what the word means, but let me use it in a sentence for those of you who've taken the SAT, and you can see if you can understand what it means. The hormone all night, but I knew she was faking it. Try that at home with your friends, and it'll just be fun for the whole family. Okay. We'll have more words of the day, not every show, but as I remember it, I guess. Okay, we got more lamination done.
Shouldn't that be like word of the year or word of the month then? Instead of word of the day? Word of the day sort of gives
It's a
me
word of today.
Okay, the moment. How about word of the moment? Could we change it?
Yeah, whatever. Okay, now other things I've laminated are membership cards, emergency information from Stanford, just because I just grabbed it when I was there, and I figured if I'm at Stanford and I'm in an emergency, I'll need it. Okay, little
Would
like,
that be like you were over your credit limit at the Stanford Mall?
I have no credit limit at any store whatsoever, and I'm a Premier Butterfly member of every store.
Yes.
Okay, but you see, I was like cleaning some stuff around the house, and there's this thing at the bottom of like underneath the crawl space thing in the house, and it said do not remove, but I was like, well, okay, I already did, but I kind of wanted to like have it nicely laminated so it doesn't get dusty and so the spiders don't get all over it. And this is a little thing that's like cleaning instructions for my nice little sink, and it said don't remove, but I did anyway.
You didn't take those things off the pillows, did you?
Yes.
Oh, but
You don't need those. You can buy a pillow for $10.
I demand that you laminate them and put them back on.
And look, these lovely cute little pictures of moi. Aren't they cute?
Yes, there's more available on your website as well, aren't there?
Yes, I do have a private area of my website, but you need a password, and I don't remember the password myself. So, okay. And then what we do is we go with the scissors and the trimmers and get all these like trimmed down also. So, and you just feed it on in, just make sure it goes through.
What happened to that last one that you ran through?
It's
So you
here.
put one in. Did you show what came out of it?
Well, it's the same thing, just that you shouldn't be cutting at the same time that you're laminating.
I see, so
Okay.
you'd stack them up.
Yeah.
Could you save yourself some time by lining the stuff up in advance so when you cut, you could just make fewer cuts?
Yes, you could.
Okay.
We are being a smidge wasteful with our laminating, but I always get a little laminator kit at my little super supply store anyway too.
How much of a gap do you have to leave between the things? I noticed those two are pretty close together. Is it safe to put them that close together?
Yes.
Okay.
Big whoop. If it like messes up, you just like peel them apart and redo it.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm also laminating this lovely book that's from my great whatever grandfather from the homeland, and this is like their general store book.
Every page?
Yeah, because it's really falling apart, and I took the time to trim the edges ahead of time so I can just stick them in and do it. But it's really special to me because they've got little sayings, and the prices are really cheap, plus they're rupees, so they're even cheaper because it's like from the 20s or something. And it's sort of the mottos and logos I'm going to use.
But you're gonna put them in two at a time, right?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, to make it a book.
Right.
I see.
But it's just great, like, you know, just little quotes here. Just think it over is their slogan. The advantages of dealing with our company. We're the oldest established firm. Our prices are the lowest, and we supply the freshest goods. It's a dry goods store, sort of an apothecary. Anyway, and this is another great thing you can do is preserve old documents. If it's something that you're really not sure is going to come out in the laminator, just go ahead and make a photocopy, and just so you have it. But my laminations have always, you know, been wonderful. Sometimes I do trim a little too much, but I always get new copies of all this stuff anyway, so big whoop. And let's see here. Okay, remember guys, I was mentioning my auto insurance gives me a little piece of paper to throw in my wallet that has proof of insurance for me. But that paper is going to get destroyed in the course of a year. So I actually put it in a little carrier, and you just slide it on through. And, you know, and I keep one copy in my wallet. And I also keep a copy in my car. In the glove box, of course. And one of the other things I've done is made a photocopy of my DMV registration when I got my new tag for the car. And this, again, I keep with me. If my car is ever stolen, this is another quick example of proof of ownership that I have. And I keep all these type of documents in a special area apart from my file cabinet, bills and other important papers. Sort of, I guess, a lamination major folder. So, like, if there's an earthquake or a fire, whatever, I could just grab this one satchel of laminated stuff and go. I've also photocopied my naturalization certificate to keep with me again for traveling. Also for documentation purposes, and thrown it into a carrier. And another good thing to do, your wedding certificate, perhaps a diploma that you've had framed. These things do wear out over time, and if we're all going to live to be at least 100 as they predict, or 120 even nowadays, that paper's not going to last. And you want to have it laminated, at least a copy, not the original, of course, so you can show it to your grandkids, and you know they'll be like 90 and you'll be 120 or whatever. But you know, it's very important to do stuff like that. I got this little quote from the newspaper, and I thought it was nice. I wanted to frame it. Again, I'm laminating it so it doesn't stick to the glass in the frame. And got a cute little picture of my cat Sammy here at the computer. She doesn't like to use the keyboard. She prefers to use the mouse. Get it? Mouse. So this is a cute little picture of her. I'm actually hoping to get her on Letterman because she can sit on command, as can my other cat. And so I'm hoping to be on Stupid Pet Tricks in the future. So if you have an in at the Letterman show, you can certainly let me know, please, so I can do that. So, and yeah, you do want to line it up as the cameraman had mentioned before, and I do try to do that. Sometimes due to the static electricity, it moves around, and in the interest of, keeping the show moving and rolling along, I'm not going to pay that much attention to that this time, but yes, you do want to do that at home. Also, don't laminate your fingers or, other body parts or anything that's not appropriate. Let's see, what else am I laminating? I'm laminating a lovely picture. I think this is of the moon or maybe of a planet, who knows. But I thought this is a neat little picture to laminate. Again, it's a printout from my computer, and so I need to, I just wanted to keep it. I thought it was a neat little thing, maybe frame it later. A little 8.5 by 11 thing I got when I was sightseeing down in Hawaii at the Pearl Harbor Memorial thing, whatever. It's gotten really old and tattered with time, so that's a good one. Seal of approval, certificate of authenticity for a painting I received as a present once. The Bill of Rights, you should always keep a copy of the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, and the amendments, the additional amendments beyond the Bill of Rights, in your car. I think that's very important, especially if you get accosted by some of our worthy law enforcement officials. And it's good reading too if you're stuck in traffic. Okay, so again, we want to take it out. And if you can't afford a laminator, that's okay. You can go to one of these little stationery stores and get your stuff laminated. I just don't like doing that because then they'll always ask, "Oh, why are you getting this laminated?" And this way you can laminate in peace at home in the privacy of your own home. Laminate whatever you want to. You could be wearing a suit or co-ed, naked laminating, whatever you want to do. That's up to you. But you can make it fun. Laminating is not boring, contrary to popular belief. So I've got the stack of these, and then these I need to cut and trim down to size, of course. Let me show you some more examples of stuff I have laminated. And, it's entirely up to you. These are just examples, sort of a starter hints on how to, get started, whatever. Also, let's see, based on the response from the first episode, people asked me, well, don't you want to do more than one topic per show? And the answer to that is a resounding no. Because if you really want to do things right, and you really truly are committed to being anal about how you're doing your work around the house and so on, if you did it more than one thing in a half hour, you would not be the Anal Retentive Housewife, or at least I wouldn't, and I just couldn't live with myself doing that. Things that I do take at least half an hour. But the way I see it, do it right the first time. I don't believe in the do it right today, do it better tomorrow, because if you did it right today, you wouldn't have to do it tomorrow at all, and then you could save yourself time and do something else better tomorrow. I enjoy cleaning, but I don't enjoy cleaning the same things over and over and over again. That's just plain old annoying, and that's the part of housework I think none of us enjoys. But if we can, get the organization down, clean and scrub really well the first time around, then we can really enjoy our home, start planning for future things like, the millennium, or if we're having out-of-town guests coming in, or if we're throwing a party, and we can really enjoy those things instead of doing the mundane basics. Mop the floor, clean the toilet, make the bed. So we want to streamline these things, but the first time we're going to go through it, it's going to be painstaking, it's going to be a little gruesome, but stick with me, just bear down, and you got to do it. I mean, nobody likes to do all that kind of stuff, but it has to be done. And I'll tell you something, when I clean something, I don't have to go back to it usually for at least a year, other than the repetitive stuff. And some of the stuff I've made easier, like when I have utensils in the sink even too, I put a little bowl, like a little, one of those little bread things, and I put water in there, and that way if I'm just getting some ice cream, I can put the scoop and a spoon in there, and that way it doesn't like stick to the bottom of the sink, because I have a stainless steel sink, but it still needs to be cleaned and brushed and polished, okay? And it is a total pain to clean sticky ice cream off of a spoon or a fork, especially if you have a 4-tined fork as opposed to a 3-tined one, or, you know, butter, whatever, off of a knife. That way it lets it soak for a while till you're ready to get to those. I try to use mostly paper towels, paper plates and, plastic silverware. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, gee, what about, recycling and being good to the environment and all that good stuff? That's fine, and I certainly, don't want those folks to feel out of sorts at all. But I think maybe people who believe in instant biodegradation of objects are maybe a little impatient. So I'll drink out of that foam glass because I figure, hey, 1 billion years or so, it'll biodegrade, and we're part of the ecosystem too. And so just because our species kind of won out over the other ones that couldn't talk, or at least we don't know that they could talk, big whoop. So the Earth will still be here, the planets will still be here, or not. But just if you give things enough time, everything will biodegrade, and it's just a continuous cycle. That's what. If you have a large view of the universe and the world, that's what you're gonna see. Just to let you know my feelings on that. Again, if that bothers you, you can clean more dishes, but then you know what? You're gonna just be wasting more water. And frankly, if we're ever in a drought situation here again, I want to save my water for showers and flushing the toilet, even if I have to flush twice sometimes. But, and I'm not afraid to say it, women do have to flush twice sometimes, rather than using it on some dishes or something. That's kind of silly. And everything's like, well, paper or plastic. Well, both have their detractors, Well, the tree's already dead. Plastic is recyclable too. In fact, I was watching this wonderful show on the History Channel about plastic, which is a modern marvel. And, hey, it's good stuff. I like it, man. I really do. Okay. I want to, at this point, make another quick little break.